Hey, let's get into it. When an animal gets wounded, one of its first instincts is to hide. It pulls away from the herd, it finds a quiet place, and it keeps its distance. And that instinct, it makes sense in the moment. It feels safer to be unseen when something hurts, but in the wild, isolation can make a wounded animal even more vulnerable, not less. And separation from the group can become they become easier prey. Uh, that place that felt safe naturally can actually become really dangerous. And so something similar can happen to us. When we're hurt, when we're ashamed, tired, when we're angry, when we're overwhelmed, pulling away can feel like protection. We stop replying. We ghost people. Our conversations get shallow. We say that we're busy. We avoid people who might be asking real questions. And before long, that distance can start to really shape us. Proverbs 18, verse 1. Whoever isolates himself seeks his own desire. He breaks out against all sound judgment. Proverbs is teaching wisdom for just ordinary life. It shows us how God has designed the world to work and these general principles. And one of the repeated themes in Proverbs is that wise people, they receive counsel. They listen to people around them. They welcome correction. They walk with others who help them see clearly. So this warning is about it's isolation. It's about being alone. There's a kind of being alone that's good. Jesus withdrew to a quiet place to pray, and rest matters, and silence and solitude. Those things can be important, and space can be really healthy, but isolation is different. Solitude can create a space to be with God, but isolation creates distance so that no one else can reach us. And Proverbs says that the person who isolates himself seeks his own desire. This is kind of a sharp phrase. It means that isolation is often connected to wanting our own way. Not always, but often we pull back because we don't want to be questioned. We don't want to have to explain. We don't want anyone to challenge the story maybe that we're telling ourselves. And sometimes we isolate because we're hurt. Sometimes we're hiding. Maybe we isolate because we want to keep nursing a resentment without anyone interrupting it. And we know that other people are going to bring correction. And we don't want it. And Proverbs says that kind of isolation breaks out against all sound judgment. In other words, we cut ourselves off from the wise voices. Then our own thoughts can start to sound more trustworthy, maybe than they really are. Anger can feel justified. Temptation feels manageable. Bitterness maybe feels more reasonable. Shame, maybe it feels final. Um, and fear feels like wisdom. That's why isolation is dangerous. God didn't design us to grow alone. From the beginning, God said it was not good for us to be alone. That's not how we're made. And in the church, God gives us a family, not a perfect family. We get that. Not a family where every conversation is easy, where there's never annoyance, but it's about a people who can help carry burdens, who can speak truth, who can notice drift in our lives and remind us of grace. The Christian life is deeply personal and individual, but it's not private. We need people who know where we are and when we disappear. It's important. And we need friends who can actually ask, are you okay? And we need the humility to answer that honestly. So pay attention to the difference between rest and retreating from people. Rest can bring you back to health and refreshment, but isolation usually pulls you deeper into yourself. If you've been hiding, um, maybe take one small step back to the herd again. Send a text. Show up. Tell someone you trust a little bit more of the truth that's going on. The wounded animal might feel safer alone, but healing usually happens when we're brought back near others, back when we're with the community. And so, wherever you find yourself, don't isolate. Reach out. God goes with you today.